Welcome to Boss Up Babes, helping babes show up, boss up, and thrive. With #1 best-selling author, global influencer, and ultimate boss babe, Carissa Adkins. Carissa is a health and wellness expert and CEO of the 365 Daily Hustle, here to help mompreneurs and career-focused women boss up and reclaim their healthiest life. She is a pro at cutting through the BS and inspiring massive breakthroughs that help women create healthy routines and habits that facilitate personal and professional growth. Are you ready to reclaim your best life, take action, and be a badass boss babe? Let's get to it.
What up, what up? Welcome to another badass episode of Boss Up Babes, where we are showing up every single week dedicated to you entrepreneurs, innovators, hustlers, personal development junkies, and just badass women who are looking to show up, boss up, and thrive in life, health, and in business. As usual, you guys, I have brought you a freaking superstar. I cannot wait to bring her out into the show. So grab your pen and paper, because today's juicy conversation is all about how you can turn shit into gold and how you can shift your identity, which is going to be just an amazing conversation. So we're going to talk, go deep into sales, commitment, womanhood, what that looks like. And of course, I have the amazing Linda with me today, and I'm going to introduce her in a second. And as you guys all know, I love to give you a little life update. But today I want to give you a business update. I have been getting interviews all day long. I've been asking to come and talk to people about how I literally turned my shit business from 10K a year to over a $350,000, in 7 months, business. It's just been a phenomenal turnaround. But people are wanting to network with me. They're wanting all my secrets and my strategies. And so instead of just having one-to-ones with all these people, because y'all know time is valuable and I am a busy boss up babe, I don't have time to give to everyone. So instead, what I created was, it's called a Pinch Me Now from 5K to 50K months bundle. In that bundle, y'all, it includes a beautiful guided meditation to help you really, really just start to sink into what this lifestyle is going to look like once you're having 50, 60, 75K months. Not only does it include that recording, but it also includes a beautiful ebook and a straight up, no bullshit kind of training on how you can manifest your most epic life. So y'all, the link for you guys to grab that free bundle, like I said, is totally free for now. So get your hands on it right now. But the link is in the show notes. So instead of giving you a life update, I thought I'd give you an awesome, badass business update. All right, so on to a juicy conversation. I'm going to welcome Linda to the show. Linda helps top performing leaders and entrepreneurs reach their next levels of success. They achieve goals. Then once they achieve goals that they never thought, were possible. And now she's helping her clients just crush and level up like nobody's business. One conversation, you guys, literally with Linda is going to create immediate behavior modifications, or what she likes to call shifts, that cause your entire world to change in an instant. All right. So with that, Linda, beautiful queen, welcome to the Boss Up Babe show.
Hey, thanks for having me here.
Absolutely. Okay, so we know time is money, and honestly, on the Boss Up Babe show, we only have 26 minutes.
Oh, snap. That's hard. That's hard for women to do. My God.
That's true. And you guys, so she's like a soul sister from Puerto Rico. So that's really hard to do, to get two Puerto Ricans to get all of their shit in 26 minutes. But we're going to do it. We like a challenge. So we're going to do this. So I'm just going to dive right in, Linda. Tell us a little bit about, tell everyone that's listening today, tell everyone a little bit about how you became this badass coach that's helping your clients reach these ultimate levels of success. Because obviously you didn't just come out of the womb like a superstar.
Fantastic.
I mean,
hey, you know what? I'm going to start right there. I tell all my clients, no one is born with a skill, not one damn skill. Everything that everyone knows, they learned along the way. Yeah. Top dogs, 2-star generals, whatever. They didn't start as a 2-star general, right? So that right there, that you can learn a skill. So whoever you are admiring, understand that you admire them because that is also inside of you. Everyone is a mirror for us. Even when someone pisses us off, that's a mirror for something inside of us. And when someone inspires us and you're like, man, you're such a badass. I love that. That's because there's a badass inside of you that recognizes, right? What do we say? Real, recognize real. So for me, you know, I had a wonderful upbringing, can't complain. Every childhood was great. My parents were entrepreneurs. And when I say I started from the bottom, now I'm here, people think that, oh, well, maybe I grew up poor, you know, left poverty behind. No, I experienced poverty at 35 when I was a stay-at-home wife to a man who, you know, he wore a uniform, he took care of us. I stayed home and I raised the kids. But when he wanted a divorce, then I didn't have a 401k. I didn't have any PTO. I love having raised children. It was my main identity up until several years ago. Being a mom was the number one thing, right? But no one paid a FICA, a 401k, a Social Security for raising kids. And I love my children. I would kill somebody for my kids. But the truth is, no one pays us to do that. So when my ex-husband decided that he wanted to get divorced, I was homeless. And I experienced poverty in my mid-30s. So that's me. I love that. Then, but from my early 30s, I had joined a multi-level marketing company, which is where I learned all of the sales, you know, like how to relationship-based selling. It was a woman-centric multi-level marketing company. So none of the bro marketing. And so, you know, when I was 31, bro marketing didn't exist, that term. But to this day, I'm a badass at sales, and I'm never going to bro market you or follow up with you till the point that you ghost me.
Yes.
We don't do
So let me break that right there. So time out, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs that listen to this show, and I actually talk, whether I'm giving you like straight up strategies for like health, right? There's the bro way to get you to like your sexy ass body. There's a bro way in marketing, you guys. I talk about it too. So just like tell everyone who's listening, what is the bro way and what's the freaking Linda way?
Well, bro marketing, I actually was in the DM getting bro marketed. And there's some men that I will allow that from. It's like, hey, Linda, reply 103 to get my guide. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to play with you. I want your guide because I'm already doing that. But maybe I can learn something from you. Okay, so what are you planning to use the guide for? What? You just said, ask for the guide for this thing. So why are you asking me what I want it for? Those questions that I call stupid ass questions. That take a serious entrepreneur, because time is money. I know some people are playing entrepreneur in the internet streets, but I run a business, even though I run it from home. My time is like, I don't have time to go back and forth with you in the DM. If you said to me, send me this word and I will send you this guide, why do I have to answer 22 more questions? Right. So that because the bro marketing way believes that the more questions they ask, the more I make them hold out before they get it, the more interested they are in my thing. That's not true. A boss like me, I get pissed off at that. Stop wasting my time. So that's the bro marketing way. Did you see how I just shifted? Like, girl, I can tell you about bro marketing.
Yes, I love it. Love it. Love it. And so we're going to get into like the Linda way, or the I don't want to even say feminine way, because I feel like you and we're like alphas. So it's like, you know, we tap into like our badass self, but there is a softer way of doing things, a more authentic way, a more way that it's like fucking real. And it's a beautiful conversation, honestly. So we'll get into that. Okay. Yeah. So the whole conversation today is about how to turn shit into gold. I love that you were so real with your story. Like, it's not that I had a bad upbringing, but damn, in your 30s, no one wants to hit the bottom and like have to figure out life again. And I did have to do that in my 30s with my divorce. I was like, what the hell just happened, right? Like lake life, boats, motorcycles, all the like amazing jazz stuff. And then like divorce hit, I'm back in a 2-bedroom shitty ass apartment. And then like it got worse, right? Like 2019, I started my job I left my corporate job for coaching and made $10K that entire year, was living in the basement of my friend's house, and look at me go. So I think you and I, like, we have a lot more in common than a lot of people think. Okay. So yes. So I'm curious, because you grew this amazing business in just a short amount of time, but everyone goes through some challenges and struggles. And as CEOs, we do it all the time. We just don't freaking get stuck in the muck, and we get like out of it very quickly. But what were like one or two of your biggest challenges that you had to face? Was it more internal? Was it external? What were the biggest challenges that you faced?
They were basically they were all internal. Because even when I was homeless, my closet didn't become homeless. I still had beautiful purses in there, beautiful clothes. So then the shame of you look great and you're broke, you look great and you need help, and you're ashamed to ask for help because there's a Coach bag on your arm. So that was huge. Your ego takes a big hit, like whatever pride you have left. It's like, I don't have any pride right now. I'm just like surviving. And so, I grew up in church. My parents are preachers, and I love, the whole positivity of when you walk through hell, you shouldn't smell like smoke. Well, that's the thing. I didn't smell like smoke, but man, my ass was burning. Like I was broke. I needed help. So the shame is huge. Just putting my shame somewhere and accepting that I need help, and then not feeling like the biggest loser because I asked for help. That was huge. What was also huge was me accepting the fact that there are things that I learned growing up that are not true. I call it the middle class mindset. There are things that are not true, even taught as part of our culture, and even taught to us in church about faith. The shit is not true. And so because it's not true, now you feel, because you were brought up with good values, now you feel like if I say no to my mom, I don't want to disrespect her. If I tell her, I don't believe that shit, don't tell me that shit anymore. I'm not buying into that shit, So then again, the whole, I don't want to be rejected by my peers or church, or the fact that when I tell somebody, I'm sorry, but I don't believe that shit. It's a lot of mindsets that there's a lot of things about who we are today that we did not decide. They were given to us by our upbringing, our church, our expectations of previous spouses. There's so much about your identity right now, not you, Carissa, the listener, that you don't even realize. You didn't even come up with that shit. It was given to you and you've never questioned it.
You never challenged it.
You never challenged it.
It's called mindset class, middle class mindset. I call it itty bitty shitty committee.
I love that.
They just keep on talking. But you guys, she's spot on this. She's like dead set on like all of these, like your reality that you're living in, these limiting beliefs, these limitations that are holding you back, that you may not even be aware of them, right? Until something tragic or something major happens, and you kind of feel like you start to hear that negative talk inside your head. Like these are all beliefs that don't serve you, right? And it's really important, as someone who does work on mindset, we have, in order for us to really turn shit into gold, we have to work on that mindset piece. Those those are not your beliefs. Those are beliefs that you adapted and created from leaders, and like Linda was saying, the like pastors and parents and teachers and all that jazz. So I would say big tip here is like work on your mindset. But what would you say, like how were you able to shift? Because you said shame and rejection. Like how did you work on those negative emotions?
I'm going to tell you, everybody would like to believe that, oh, you could do that fast. You can do it faster than I did, right? But results, you're not gonna drop fat. Like the scale's not gonna move first because the muscle gains more, and you're like So then, like 90 days in, you start to see everything, inches or whatever else. Like you've got to be consistent to see results. Right. So I have been consistently addicted to personal development. I went and got a degree in human behavior and psychology. Okay, that's what I did. By the end of 40, I graduated cum laude, not because I was the smartest chick in the place, but because every fucking paper I wrote was about my own dysfunction in my marriage. Like every research paper was, I got an A. I'm like, I know, that's fucking me. Like,
you can't even make this up.
I'm fucking writing papers about my life. This is great. And then literally listening to books that are spiritual and not Christian. Oh man, just to even, I had to work on myself.
Yeah.
And every time I listen to The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, The Power of Decisions, The Dream Giver, that You Think and Grow Rich, like sexual transmutation, you're like, I didn't learn any of that at church.
Yeah.
And the more, and I am addicted to this day. I wake up listening to a podcast or an audiobook. I cook my breakfast listening to a podcast or audiobook. I go to bed with my phone with an affirmation. I take a shower with my phone listening to an audiobook. Of course, I am not here to watch Netflix.
Yes, so good. I had to quote her, right? Consistently addicted to personal development.
Seriously.
Yeah, showing up consistently. Okay, so that's how you got it. Cool. All right, I want to switch gears. I'm really, really good at like just switching gears. Let's put on the sales guru hat, and let's talk sales. So what do you think what is the biggest challenge that people have when it comes to sales? Like, what do you think? What do you want to talk about when it comes to sales?
Well, are we talking about people or entrepreneurs?
Entrepreneurs. Yeah.
I think the biggest problem entrepreneurs have around sales is that they think that they're not a salesperson. When you decide to start a business, you're a fucking salesperson.
But I'm a coach, Linda. I'm not a salesperson.
Oh, I'm not trying to sell anything. Oh my God.
All right, let me switch the gears then. So what's the biggest challenge that people then on the other side of the phone that are not the entrepreneur that actually need the help? What is their biggest issue, do you think, in sales?
Of the buyer?
Yeah.
If your buyer is not buying, it's because they have not been pre-sold. For instance, I work very high ticket people. Like, first of all my clients, probably most of my clients make more money than I do.
Yeah.
That when I switched to working with people that intimidated me, that no longer intimidate me, my whole life changed. So first and foremost, that type of person, they don't have time to waste, right? Because people who make a lot of money, time is money.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a wonderful pre-system that I don't talk to anyone that is not pre-sold. When I get on a sales call, I do not get on a sales call to sell. If you are getting on sales calls to sell, you've lost the sale already. If you get on sales calls to overcome objections, you've lost the sale. You get on sales calls to answer whatever questions they have, to focus on their problem and to see if you really are the person that can best help them. Don't take somebody's money if someone else can help them better.
Right.
But they already decided that if we are a good fit, I'm coming with this much money today.
Yes.
I do not let people get off. That's me. You asked me. I do not do 2-call follow-up shit. If you want to work with me, you're going to put a deposit. It's not really a deposit. It's your first payment that locks in your commitment. You don't have to go talk to your husband or pray about it or look at your bank account. You knew when you came to this call because I have a system that gets you ready.
Yes.
So that all of those reasons that people give you to get off the call because they're also people pleasing you. They don't know how to say no.
Right.
So they're going to say, oh, I got to talk to my husband. Oh, I got to go check my bank account. Girl, stop. You got Navy Fed or whoever you bank with right here. Go
right now. Check it right now.
You got Wells Fargo, Chase, whoever you got, girl. You girl, stop.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So without giving away, obviously, your strategies, right? Like that, but I do want to give some of the lady bosses that are listening, because I am a huge believer in kind of pre-qualifying them before they get to my call so that it does become a yes. What would be some tips that you could maybe give our listeners today that are trying to set up I just want someone to come out of the call ready with their credit card, ready to give you all my money, right? What would be some tips to help pre-qual or pre-sell them?
Yeah. My biggest tip, if you did this today, you would stop talking to 70% of the tire kickers that you're talking to. If you just did this one thing, on your pre-qualifying questions, you have them. First of all, get your own. Stop grabbing the ones from that other coach. Get the ones that literally you want to know about your client.
Yes.
Okay. That's number one. But number two, that question that says, are we a good fit? Are you ready to get started? Yeah, I have the funds. No, I would never give the options of no, I don't have funds. I would take that option right out of there. I'm about to give you 3 tips. So that's the second tip.
Okay.
Take no, I don't have funds out. Why are you even giving that as an option? If you don't have funds, why are you answering this questionnaire? Get out.
Right.
Right. That's number 2. Number 3, if we are a great fit, do you have X amount of dollars to get started today?
Yes.
Like whatever dollars you require.
Right. Right.
Oh, no, I don't have it. They don't have it. Cancel the call, because that question alone, those 3 tips that I just gave you will change your business for you. You will stop getting on calls with people that want information.
Yes.
If you want information, go consume the 20 gazillion, trillion, dillion live streams that I have, boo.
Yes. Yes. Or download the ebooks, like sign up for the newsletters, just stalk me for a little bit longer until you're ready.
Whatever it is that you give for free. I believe that I'm the sales page, and I believe that I'm the freebie. So whenever I come on to podcasts, what are you giving away? The amount of content that I give away for free, that's valuable. Last Christmas, I had a lady follow me from October till December, and she closed $80,000 in cash sales in December and never hired me.
Wow.
From my content. It's that fire. So don't tell me, what's your freebie? Take your ass to my Facebook page. But that's me.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm not against building your email list or having freebies. I'm saying, Linda, you're not gonna get no freebie from me. Go freely watch my fucking Facebook.
Go freely watch my Facebook. I love her. You guys see, right? You know a woman, you're like, I need you. We've got to have you. You're real. And that's what I love. Real women, real conversations, real topics. I agree. So I have a form, right, that I send out. And before my call, we'll call it a sales call at the end of the day, but it's according to you, it should be like an enrollment call, right? Like at the end of the day, they're coming.
I call them sales calls. I call them what they are. I don't do discovery calls. I don't do coffee chats. I don't do connections. I don't do that.
Well, she does do connections, y'all, because we actually connected. No, I'm just kidding. We're in a
But we connected. Let's stop right there.
Yeah.
Carissa, you're paying multiple 5 figures in a program where I am.
Right.
I can connect with somebody who invests into that's very different.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
I don't connect with just willy-nilly. We're high value women in a high value program. So it behooved us to connect. And this is what led us to this.
Yes. And we're all here to impact millions of people. And this is just the way
that is correct.
Okay. So I agree. So I call them sales calls as well. And in between that call, they get a form, right? And if you guys are coaches out there, consultants, this is gold. What Linda gave you is gold. I'm just going to add to it. So I do ask one very bold question. I'm like, are you able to make decisions regarding your health and your business? Or do you need someone on the call?
Oh, right? Yeah, no, that one's on there too. Do you make decisions for yourself? You and someone else? Yeah, there's another part to my strategy.
Absolutely.
There's more parts, but yeah.
Sure. I know. Yeah, it's juicy. And I want everyone to come and figure that out, because that's probably what they pay you a lot of money to, to solve these kinds of problems. But yes, I will add that in, because that is a really golden question. I've had 2 people in 4 years actually bring their partner to the call. And I actually loved it, because I'm like, now I don't have to there's no objection, whatever it is. But I kid you not, Linda, I looked at the gentleman and I said, okay, if I can empower your wife to take care of herself, to love herself, she's going to feel confident as hell. She's not just going to lose the weight. That's the easy part, but she's going to feel like she can believe in herself. I guarantee you'll have more sex. Your relationship will be better. You'll be able to communicate better. He goes, how can I sign her up? And I'm like, yep, there we go. Right. So there's no skating around it, you guys. If you're listening to this and people get on that, tell them if they need someone's approval, no problem. Right. If they need their business partner, if they need their husband, their wife, doesn't matter. Ask them to come on the call, because our partners, they do want what's best for us. Sometimes it's our own shit. It's our own lack of communication that says, oh, I got to go talk to him. And I'm afraid. And what is he going to think? And blah, blah, blah. No, just bring him on the call. Literally, these guys are yes, you can help my wife get here. Yes. Sign her up. Right. Because guys, isn't that funny? I used to actually just coach males, Linda, and guys would have no problem paying in full for their programs. Women will oh, I got to think about it. I got to put a payment plan. Guys are literally okay, cool. Sign me up. When can I start? Right. There's no permission process to be a male, where women I'm not I'm generalizing, but I'm not, but I got so sick and tired of that back when I was just starting as a coach. I'm women, come on, believe in yourself, right? Say fucking yes and figure it out later. I don't know. That's me. But okay. Any other tips or strategies on sales before we kind of move on?
Yeah. Well, just about women in business, period. I just said this in another podcast interview, and you touched on it right now. Women need to stop buying into the idea that this is a man's world. Because women in the last 52 years, 53 years of women existing on this planet, we have achieved what has taken men from the beginning of time. What has taken men to achieve from Adam till today, we have done as women in the past 52 years with women's rights and voting and all this empowerment. We have women billionaires, multiple business owners, like we can do it. Now, some men will say, well, the reason you could do it is because it's already been done by men. Yes, but you guys had oppressed us. We're no longer oppressed. So stop wanting to ask permission of any man. I'm not saying don't respect your husband, but if you're putting it on credit, it's your credit, not his. Let's go. Make powerful decisions.
Yes.
And if you're in corporate, it is not a man's world. So what? You're the only woman in the boardroom. Stand up and show the fuck up. Like you belong there. You're not there by mistake. You're not an imposter there. No one gave you a job because you were an imposter. You showed up. You qualified to be there. So be there.
Yes. Boss
and if you're this man's wife, if you got to ask your husband for permission, you're his wife. This man gave you his name. He's proud of you. Step up. Stop using your husband as a scapegoat. I got to ask him. No, you don't.
Yes. Yeah. It definitely comes down to a lot of like worthiness in themselves, confidence in themselves, ownership. They're like, God, if I make this decision, what if it's like, it's really a them thing. That's why I'm like, cool, get your partner on the phone. Cause I guarantee unless he's a major asshole or she's an asshole, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, they're not going to tell me that they don't care about your own health. Like, hello, if you don't take care of yourself, he'll be raising all your kids and trying to do it all. So let's
Carissa, that question is there in my questionnaire. And look, knock on wood, I haven't had one person to say, okay, let me bring my spouse on here. As a matter of fact, if you got to bring your spouse, you're probably not a great fit.
Yeah.
But the question is still there. Because it needs to be in my questionnaire.
100%. Cool. So you kind of mentioned consistency, and another big C word that I absolutely love is fucking commit, right? Like we work with women who commit. They want to commit to whatever that is, whether it's growing their business, like, leveling up, getting better health. But what are your thoughts around like commitment? What does that look like to you? What does even that word like feel like to you?
Commitment means, like take it back to to the beginning of time when people shook hands and that was the contract. Like your word is your commitment, and your word needs to be more powerful than any contract that you sign. In business, Carissa, I know that you have a contract, as I know that, I know you do, and I have one too. That contract is there for the legal formalities. It is not there to force you to make your payments on time or to show up. If you need a contract to do that, you're not my client. When I tell you, Linda Hayles, that I'm going to do this, you can take it to the bank. Unless there was a catastrophe, you better believe you don't got to confirm with me. You don't got to, hey, I'm just confirming for tomorrow. I know what I said. I'll be there. That's commitment to me. Like people can count on you that you say what you say you're going to do. Now, even though I hate bro marketing, there are these things about strong values that men of honor are bestowed with, like we bestow them on men of honor. They're just for humans of honor. Keep your word. When you keep your word, you know that you're a highly committed individual. You'd rather die than not do what you said you were going to do.
Yes. Oh my God. My husband, I kid you not, 4 a.m, we're like sitting in the parking lot of the gym, just drinking our pre-workout. It's our time. We go together to the gym all the time. But literally today we were talking about a client who I sent her out her contract, took 24 hours for it. And I was like, yo, what's wrong with this? Like, cause most of my clients like sign that. I'm like, did you even read that shit? They don't care. Cause they're committed, right? They're committed. And I'm like, I know you didn't read it, but it doesn't matter. Cause I'm excited to onboard you. Like, let's go. Right. But I did have someone like, she's like, oh, it's not, I just, right. Like all this stuff in the chat. And I'm like, okay, listen, I'm not here to chase you and I'm not going to beg you. Like, if you want to commit, you commit. But all this to say, we were literally talking about this morning, and I was talking about it. I'm like, yeah, it's so frustrating, but I'm like, oh, well, because I don't stay in that, like, let me beg a client, right? You either want to work with me or you don't. And I'm not chasing your ass. Like, you're a grown ass adult, in my opinion. And if you're excited, and if it's a fit, it's a fit, right? You're going to say yes. But we were talking about that today, where he's like, whatever happened to when people say they commit? He goes, that's one of the biggest reasons why I love you, babe. He said, when you, very first thing, when you said, I'll be at the gym, like when we first met 4 years ago, he's like, I'll see you at the gym tomorrow at 4. And I was like, yeah, I'll be there. And like, I was like, this dude's probably not going to be there. If anything's going to be there at 4:15, it's going to be late. Sure as shit, we were both there at 3:45 in the morning. Cause that's just how I roll, right? Like, I'm like, if I say I'm going to do it, I do it. I don't even need, like, oh my God, one of our coach, right? He always says, be the client that you wish to attract. And I'm like, damn, my word is everything. I commit fully. Like, that's just how I roll. And that's like, it's a good and bad thing, right? Because like, sometimes I commit and I'm like, fuck, now I've overcommitted. I've got to do it, but it pushes I through and I get shit done. And I absolutely love commitment. Beautiful.
Yes.
Last question, and then we'll wrap things up. What would be like the biggest piece of advice for just women in general, not necessarily even like entrepreneurs, but like a biggest piece of advice for women that you want to leave with them?
Personality isn't permanent. Every time that you say, well, I'm just that way, you are locking in this identity that you chose. You chose this.
Yeah.
And you are free to choose something else. You can choose to be a badass. You can choose to be a size 7 or super lean or IFB pro or whatever, like you can choose that.
Yes.
You can choose to stop sleeping with married men.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to sleep with married men. I don't sleep with them no more because that's what I chose. Like you can choose to have good credit. I did. I chose to have good credit because it was jacked after my divorce.
Yeah.
So you can make an identity shift, which is necessary for you to go get all these goals that you want, whether it's the body, the health, the money. You need to shift into the woman that can have it, because currently you are not.
Love that.
That's it.
I love it. Y'all, you can choose to live a better life. You can choose to take those moments of pain and like those challenging times, turn them around, shift that identity, shift your beliefs, shift your all that shit and turn it into gold. And ladies, Linda, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I would love to continue on the conversation. I got to cut us off. But before we go, where can women, like, you work with men and women or just women?
I work with, if I work with a man, he's like I selected him very well, but I work with women. And yes, some men pay me, but I don't market to men.
Gotcha. So where can women who are listening today, if they're like, damn, I need a dose of Linda in my life, where can they go?
You need to go to coaching.lindahayles.com.
Beautiful.
And maybe you'll put it in the notes, in the show notes.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely. And
you'll go there and you'll see all my clients. I'm sorry, what?
Her Facebook page, download the free shit, listen to it, love her, and then go out and schedule that no BS call, because you're about to level up. And with that, Linda, thank you so much for being such a beautiful guest.
You got it. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, y'all. And if you don't go to Linda, you can always come to me. I'm a high performance habit change coach, helping women boss up to the next level of greatness. And if you're tired of playing small and you know you're meant for more, I do want to encourage you to schedule that 15-minute boss up clarity call with me, because like Linda, I don't work with everyone. I got to make sure it's a good fit. And I personally handpick all of my clients that work with me and my team. And I want to offer you that free 15-minute call. And if you're like, I'm not for the call, but I'll definitely take Carissa's all of her freebies, go ahead and download that Pinch Me Now from 5K to 50K months, because it won't be freezies forever. All right, ladies, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next week for another badass episode of Boss Up Babes. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for listening to Boss Up Babes with Carissa Adkins, bringing you tangible tips and expert coaching advice to help you boss up and get healthy. Tune in every second and fourth Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com for interviews with industry leaders and powerhouse boss babes that will empower you to take action and live your best life. If you're ready to boss up and work with Carissa in one of her transformative group coaching programs, visit 365dailyhustle.com.